This is my house.
Well, a trailer came out for Amazon's Rings of Power Season 2 and whoa, that's even worse than the reception that the trailer for Star Wars Acolyte got, and a lot worse than the trailer for the Fallout series got. Now, in my review of the Fallout series, I talked about how I thought the series managed to capture the feel of the games. It was moments like when Lucy stepped out of the vault to the iconic Fallout theme tune, but I've been replaying Fallout 4 and I think I've changed my mind. In order to really capture the feel of a Bethesda game, there maybe now needs to be a 10 to 20 year gap in between seasons 1 and 2 being aired, because that's supposedly when we may get Fallout 5 in 2030. The series should have also repeatedly crashed to desktop while you were watching it, and that's fun when you're playing on survival mode in Fallout 4 and haven't saved in over an hour. Fallout 4 is nearing 10 years old now. How is it still a buggy mess? To complete one quest in it, I had to pistol whip Preston Garvey in the face until he woke up. Anyway, what was I talking about? I was talking about the Rings of Power. How bad can this trailer possibly be? It's under 2 minutes long. So what are we getting next season for me to probably laugh a lot at?
An evil, ancient and powerful, has returned.
So we have, it looks like, Sauron, and not sure about what that thing is. Is that supposed to be the Balrog or something? It seems to be attached to the dwarf storyline. We have another fight sequence with Galadriel, that'll be fun. And is that a Chinese elf with a bow that they have there? Are they ever going to explain where she came from in the context of the show? I'm just guessing not. Is there just an elf China somewhere in Middle Earth now that she emigrated from? Or is she there to just make the show look more like current day LA? If the show was set in current day LA, that'd be fine, but it isn't. And you maybe have to explain why she looks different to all of the other elves in the context of the show. You have to explain the presence of multiculturalism in a setting that doesn't have it. Most of Earth doesn't even have this kind of diversity. It's not like this in India or China or Japan or Nigeria. In the current day, populations tend towards looking more homogenous over time. It's basic genetics. Middle-earth in the Rings of Power looks less like Tolkien's world and is maybe more like current-day London, only with a lot less sword fights and stabbings. We had the Harfoots last time, and we had characters that appeared to be from a different ethnic group to their own mother. It leaves me with questions. How is this supposed to work? In our world, daughters tend to look like their own mother in some way. They share around half of their DNA. Again, this is just basic genetics, but at this point, who knows who the Chinese lady is? She could be Galadriel's daughter and Liv Tyler's mum at this point, and I wouldn't put it past them. We've kind of gone a bit silly with the representation at this point. We've long passed the point where the story's actually taking a backseat to the representation and people are just turning off.
He worms his way inside your mind.
Jeff Bezos?
The crest of him slithers in.
Jeff Bezos.
I think he has been here. I think he's been here among us all along.
Jeff Bezos has, or do you mean Sauron? He's been among you all along, just in a blonde wig.
Legolas, what do your elf eyes see?
Apparently not Sauron, poorly disguised in a bad wig. The comment section is gold again, saying things like, best part was when Sauron yelled, "It's-a me, Sauron!" Based on this trailer, what is this story even going to be? Are Amazon trying to tell me that Sauron went back to the elves in Eregion again and nobody noticed? He just put a blonde wig on and went back, with the exact same face and nobody noticed. He's supposed to be a master of disguise. Or when they say he's been here all along. Is that in a flashback or something? Last season, it seemed, I remember, they already made a slight change from the Silmarillion, in which making the rings took about 100 years. In the Amazon series, it seemed to take an afternoon. I can see no way of them getting this to make sense. Either it's a flashback, in which case Sauron was there before in his blonde wig, made 16 rings and then went on a sailing trip, then went back and nobody recognised him, or it's the other way around and it doesn't work either way. Another one from the comment section. One wig to rule them all. One wig to hide him. One wig to fool them all, and now they cannot find him. Another commenter said in response to the line, I think he's been here all along, saying, Maybe the real Sauron are the friends we made along the way. And from the text under the video, it appears to be the first one of those options. He went back after the story we saw in season 1 and nobody noticed. From under the video it says, Sauron has returned, cast out by Galadriel, without army or ally. The rising Dark Lord must now rely on his own cunning to rebuild his strength and oversee the creation of the Rings of Power, which will allow him to bind all of the peoples of Middle-earth to his sinister will. And that's sounding worryingly similar to Somehow Palpatine has returned. And it also doesn't say much for the trailer, if by watching it I have very little idea of what the story is going to be. All of that I have to get from a paragraph of text under the video. What else have we got? Oh, that guy is back with more bad CGI, whoopee, and I can't even remember his name. I reviewed all of season 1. Was his name Plank? I think I mostly called him that due to the very wooden acting. Also, Elrond is back, and oh no, look at the helmet. I tried to think of what that reminded me of, and it was this. Do the costume people hate him or something? Is the actor just horrible in real life, so they purposefully made him look like a dick? But all in all, the trailer didn't move me much in either direction. I think this trailer is more proof of a theory of mine. Audiences have long memories, and a show or film's success or failure may not be due to the actual quality of the product. It's like if you go to a restaurant and they give you food poisoning. Even if they clean up their act after that and the food is now fine, how many people are going to give them a second chance? An example of this for me would maybe be the movie Dredd, that I thought was good, and it may have been tainted by the prize Stallone Judge Dredd movie, and it kind of works the other way around, I think. If a place's food has always been good, people will still keep going for a while even if the standard starts to dramatically drop. You'll just lose more and more customers over time. An example of this for me would be the film Captain Marvel, which I think got more box office success than it deserved as a film because it came out right after Infinity War. And the fact that these two films, Dredd and Captain Marvel, have similar ratings on IMDb kind of shows how broken IMDb is as a review platform. So where I was going with this is, I'm not sure the trailer's that bad. I'm not sure what people are hating it to quite this extent for. I think it may be more to do with the content of season 1 of the Rings of Power than the actual trailer. There wasn't really a lot in there to go on apart from Halbrand in a bad wig fooling everyone, which suggests that season 2 is going to be as brain dead as season 1 was. Will season 2 be good after all? I don't know. But going off of season 1, I very much doubt it. And there was very little in the trailer to change my mind.
And the Bob Igers are like, no, what's going on with my stars? No, Captain Kennedy.
Never rub another man's rhubarb.